What's something illegal that you love? Answer 1. I use a coupon code which gets me pizza for half the price. Answer 2. Urban exploration in off-limit areas like drainage tunnels, creeks, and collapsing buildings. People see service tunnels, I see an art gallery. I see humans going out of their way to make art in a place very few will see it. I see forms of structures underneath buildings I know. I see outwashes full of fish and huge turtles. I see history littered in creek beds. It's all very exciting. Answer 3. Peeing outside. I don't want people to watch me or do it somewhere people might be able to watch me. I'm not doing it because it's a sexual thing. I'm not trying to pee on actual property or be a vandal or troll or make any sort of statement with it. I'm not trying to do it in a metro area or a public facility. I just like being able to whip it out and pee and then continue with my life. It feels natural and satisfying. Answer 4. Speeding. Have always loved the feeling of driving in excess of 100 miles per hour. Don't enjoy tickets though, so I don't indulge. Worked in Saudi for a couple of years before speed limits outside town. Drove in excess of 100 miles per hour daily to and from work. Missed that. Answer 5. Graffiti, feeding the homeless, squatting, piracy, drugs, riding on the train without a ticket, shoplifting, tax fraud, unemployment benefit fraud, resisting law enforcement, bootlegging, illegal immigration, treason, the list just goes on. Answer 6. When I was a kid, my friends and I would dumpster dive at the library for books, then sell them to the used bookstore for ice cream and candy money. We did it again in college for food. Answer 7. Squatting, to be honest, out of sheer necessity because of the housing crisis, and stealing food that has been thrown away. Also, doing drugs and going to illegal raves now and then. Answer 8. Watch movies or shows on illegal websites when you can't find it on any of your streaming platforms. Answer 9. Crime. I had one hell of a childhood with various illegal acts. It was awesome. I derailed a train, nearly burned down a neighborhood, stole an entire footpath. It was all such stupid shit, but it was such a good time. Been nearly 2 decades since I last did something wild and illegal. I do miss the thrill of it all. Answer 10. Piracy, way more convenient than streaming, and I don't want to have 4 different services for 4 different shows, and they can be taken away at any time due to licensing. Answer 11. Paying for sex in the United States. When I'm in Germany, it's nice to be able to walk into a spa and get a massage and a blowjob from a happy, legally employed, insanely hot lady and be on my merry way. Talk about relaxing. Oh, and weed in the dumb states. Have all the liquor you want and then drive home drunk and beat the shit out of your wife, no problem. Don't you dare lay on your couch listening to music that suddenly sounds way more amazing while killing a whole bag of Funyuns until you drift off into an amazing night's sleep that leaves you feeling better in the morning though. That stuff is really bad for you. Answer 12. It may be illegal, but it's perfectly ethical to pirate software, music, and movies that the original creators do not monetarily benefit from the sale of. I frequently pirate software as a way to test it without its limitations to see if I actually want to buy it. And yes, there's plenty of software I used to pirate that I now have the fully paid versions of, and most of my movie library is rips from Blu-rays that I purchased and did not return after ripping them. Answer 13. Pirating of anime and older video games. With anime, I mainly support it because the current system of licensing makes it unreasonably hard to be able to watch what you want without shelling out a net of $50 plus a month on a half a dozen different subscriptions, especially when this stuff airs on regular cable in Japan. There are plenty of great shows that slip through the cracks and never get licensed and thus are unavailable legally anyway. With video games, I primarily endorse piracy in situations where the owner/copyright holder does not actively publish the game anymore, and so if you want to play it legally, your only option is to shell out hundreds or possibly even thousands of dollars, depending on the specific game and or system needed to play that game on the secondary market. Answer 14. Shoplifting. I refuse to hurt a small business and only hit corporations, but the adrenaline is unmatched and I'm on multiple meds that make it hard to get a rush off of anything. It started off as stealing to sell things so I could afford to live and feed my son, but I know it's now become an addiction and a dangerous one at that. I'm hoping yesterday was my last time, but we'll have to see if the numbness becomes too much. Answer 15. Edibles. Tried it once and will never try it again. I am a timid and introverted person. The only 2 times I actually got them was eating brownies. I didn't know it was laced at a party and 2 of my friends let me try one of his. I have no idea how to even find people who sell them and I'm scared of getting caught, so yeah, it was fun. Answer 16. Alcohol is an amazing drug. It's really weird as well, and it comes in many different forms. Also, it's not illegal in my country. I'm English and I live in the UK, and you can't legally drink alcohol under the age of 16, and you can't buy it until you're 18. I'm 14, so it's illegal for me to drink alcohol. Kinda makes sense, but what the hell. It's not that bad as long as I'm not an alcoholic. Answer 17. I used a one-time reward coupon for a free pizza and a pint over 700 times, leading my student union bar to scrap the reward scheme entirely and change to a different provider for their their card payments. Answer 18. Drinking and driving. Hear me out first. I work in a national game reserve and live just outside the gate. It's a 9-mile drive home and the speed limit is 30 miles per hour. It's like 100 degrees most days. I'll leave work and have a slow ass drive all the way home sipping an ice cold cider. Today I saw a hippo on the road, 10 wild dogs, hyenas including a baby, zebra, and a leopard asleep in the grass. Obviously, it's illegal to drink and drive, but it's my decompression before getting home, and I dig it. Answer 19. Smoking weed. It's illegal where I'm from, so I can only smoke it on rare occasions. I suffer from chronic pain, so it helps with pain relief and sleep. I just hope one day that it is legalized. Answer 20. I work in catering for special events, and most of those events are quinceañeras. Therefore, there's a bunch of 8th and 9th graders there because of the age range of quinceañera guests. I am aware of me being a good-looking man, and I do get flirted on quite a lot and have some of the girls ask for my Snapchat or for my number. I politely decline for obvious reasons. I do not like little girls at all like that, but being sincerely honest, I do like the attention and being hit on. I find it adorable in a way. On an unrelated note, and although this happens less often, being hit on by the quinceañera's moms is on a whole nother level. I wish it happened more often. Answer 21. Non-permitted DIY, some drugs, speeding, and having general disregard for the many rules I find irrelevant or non-applicable to my current situation. I'm a weird dude. I will hands down treat a red light like a stop sign. If it seems reasonable, then drive 15 over to the next light. But if you put a don't walk on grass sign up, I will without question not walk on your grass. I'm much more about following the spirit of the law over the letter of the law. Answer 22. I live in Los Angeles, which is one of the most highly regulated cities in the US. I have a background in architecture and have worked as a laborer with various kinds of contractors. There are so many absurd regulations for houses these days. Meanwhile, we have all these houses that were grandfathered in that were built with the same kinds of materials and have lasted hundreds of years. Answer 23. Not sure if this is illegal, but a friend of mine gave me his corporate account number for a major hotel chain so I can get a discount anytime I stay there. However, he is also not an employee of the corporation. He ended up with it about a decade ago while doing some contract work for them and has been using it ever since. Answer 24. Bali song and switchblade knives. I don't own any myself, but when I have encountered them, I appreciate the craftsmanship of a well-made piece. I think it's kind of stupid they're illegal. In a lot of places, they're illegal because they're scary. I'd be more scared of someone coming at me with a chef's knife. Answer 25. Speeding. I've been driving for 57 years. I live in a rural agricultural area with mostly 2-lane roads between towns. From the bugging of driving, I drove fast everywhere I went, and it's something I've never controlled well. I've gotten more than my share of tickets, but I still drive between 20 and 30 over wherever I drive. Answer 26. Watching movies pirating websites is convenient. Instead of spending 20 for a ticket at the theater or waiting for it to be in Prime or Hulu, I can watch it pretty much as soon as it comes out at home. And don't give me that BS about how the studio doesn't get any money, so it's theft. They're already getting perhaps millions of dollars. Why should I care if they didn't get my $20? Answer 27. Pirating literally everything. Games, shows, music, movies, textbooks, books, audiobooks, software, pre-subscription, Adobe Suite, sporting events. I pay for, have access to many streaming services. It is just so much easier to go straight to my favorite movie/anime bootleg sites and stream it in HD. The UX on these sites is far superior to any modern streaming platform. You can search and filter by basically any useful metric. The metadata is far more extensive for all the content and has many useful tools that are easily accessible, such as skipping an intro-outro automatically, skipping to the next episode automatically, and whether to automatically play it or not. Aside from streaming content, I like to possess an actual physical copy of things rather than the subscription model that everyone is on. Don't get me wrong, I financially support creators and studios that made the content I love as best as I can. For example, purchasing a record or piece of merchandise from an artist that you like will automatically benefit from 1,000% more than any number of streams, plays, or views. I refuse to pirate material from small studios or independent artist creators, but I have never lost sleep stealing the latest big-budget Hollywood slop. Answer 28. How about building homes on owned land without state permission, so long as you follow building code, etc.? My family has been trying to build on our land for as long as they have been there. They told them no over and over and are now trying to reclassify their land as a nature preserve. But we know they intend to immediately revoke the classification as soon as we be gone and continue building businesses on the street. Answer 29. Only illegal for me, it's THC weed. I use it for my ADHD and Tourette syndrome. I also have been using it to enter the flow state more often too. It doesn't really hurt me, so I take it, and in edible form only too. Answer Answer 30. Weed is illegal here, but several hemp-derived products are. My partner uses it to control seizures. Nothing sold online or in shops is safe. Literally none of it has been tested for pesticides, heavy metals, or harmful reagents. We literally buy the illegal stuff because it's marginally safer, despite probably still containing pesticides. Answer 31. Rolling through stop signs when you clearly see no one is around to stop for such as a yield, but unfortunately nobody knows how to use yields, so we get stuck with so many stop signs. Answer 32. I'm not sure if I should post this, but to prove what a badass I am, I carry a little tag in my wallet from my mattress that says this tag not to be removed. Answer 33. My neighbor reported me for farting very loudly. I enjoy doing it, so now when I fart very loudly, I scream. The problem has stopped. Answer 34. Piracy. I was an avid user of the online library that got taken down because of that Colleen Hoover reader who posted about it and made it go viral. It saved me lots of money on school textbooks, random references, and just books for fun reading. Answer 35. I read that on average, everyone in the US breaks 3 laws a day, usually without even realizing it, so the answer for everyone is all sorts of shit. Answer 36. Breaking and entering vacant properties, especially vacant buildings. I'm not really a breaking sort of person though, so I usually just look for an open window or door, so I guess it's more of trespassing. Answer 37. Making home renovations without the proper permits. Reply. 100%. The amount of shit that needs a permit was ridiculous. Someone called the city on my parents for replacing a screen door. They had to pay a fine and get a permit retroactively for a fucking screen door on their back porch. Just for fun, I looked up the permit regulations where I live now, and I've probably violated about a dozen of them so far. I'm apparently supposed to get a permit for any electrical work I do on the inside of my house, LMAO. Answer 38. I have pirated books worth $10,000. Managed to get textbooks that cost $500, and the amount of knowledge I have acquired is amazing. I am grateful it's not illegal in my country. Answer 39. I used to pirate a fair amount and then stopped for years. Recently, I went to try and find a few things and was so lost on what to do. It was kind of weird to have an online skill atrophy. Answer 40. Y'all are a bunch of wimps. I use telecasts of pictures, descriptions, and accounts of games without the express written consent of the National Football League. Answer 41. Jaywalking, lol. Reply. Fun fact, jaywalking is a term coined by auto manufacturers in the first half of the 20th century. They created this term and lobbied for laws against it to shift blame for fatal pedestrian accidents from drivers to pedestrians. Answer 42. Porn is illegal in my country. Reply. Well, I can tell you easily that it is illegal in South Korea. Answer 33. In my country of birth, porn used to be illegal and prostitution was legal within certain limits. Being a pimp was illegal, and porn became legal. I honestly don't think it makes sense. Answer 34. Not necessarily illegal, but against the rules. I'll often get sick of waiting for approval to do stuff at work, so I'll just do it and accept the consequences later. Reply. Did this so many times. Never got in trouble though, but it annoyed me to no end a coworker of mine who wouldn't do it. They just wait for our super distracted bosses who are going through a lot of personal stuff to respond. I told him to tell him I'm going to do this because it needs to be done, and if it's not okay, let me know. Wait a bit and then just do it. Answer 35. Weed is still a felony here even though I can legally buy it 20 minutes away. Reply. Psilocybin is recreationally legal in the next country over in my state. It was approved statewide, but then they pushed for a country-based prohibition. My country declined to allow it. I was pissed. I'm not into psilocybin personally, but I know it helps a lot of people. Answer 36. Weed is legal where I live, but my employer's drug policy includes weed, so I couldn't smoke it even if I wanted to. Reply. Mine technically does too, but I work in California and they stopped screening for weed without getting rid of the wording in said policy. And there's no tolerance policy, but then everyone just gives you the look when you mention smelling it on somebody like, dude, don't be such a buzzkill. Answer 37. Domino's has a coupon to get $50 off food for $20, and then curbside carryout tends to get a lot of points depending on the store, so you could get near endless free pizzas. Since everybody needs this information, use the app. It has a page for a bunch of coupons that you can redeem every order. There's a coupon for 2 medium 1-topping pizzas, 2-liter soda, 16-piece bread bite, 8-piece cinnamon twists for $20. This is my personal favorite, but there are a bunch of other ones with good or better deals. Last I checked, this was on the national list, but it's usually on the store list. Answer 38. Flying in the left lane. If there are no cars around, $260 ticket and 5 points on my license if I get caught though, and a 6-month stay in the slammer. Reply. 6 months jail for driving in the passing lane? Do you live in Mega City 1? Answer 39. California stop at stop signs. I fully understand the intent of the stop sign, but when it's absolutely clear and I have full visibility, no regrets. Answer 40. Shooting suppressed weapons. Apparently can't enjoy a little target practice or hunting without having to wear ear pro. Answer 41. Floor my Jeep while smoking the tires with a Trush muffler on it for a louder exhaust so you can hear me coming. Answer 42. Speeding. When it's dark, the streets are empty, and I know no cops or traffic cams are around. I like to go 50 50 to 60, and a 35, an 85, and a 70. Answer 43. Hitchhiking the train. I live very close to the CP rail tracks, so I like to check the travel through times to get cross-city transit for free. Answer 44. Digital piracy, insulting the royalties, blasphemy, and illegally manufacturing explosive substances. Answer 45. Emulation of software I never purchased. Sometimes it's because it's hard to find the originals, but mostly I was poor. I still need to go buy a lot of the things I pirated now that I have money. Answer 46. Washing my clothes at Sunday. Technically illegal, was some really old law to protect women, was never changed, but is also ignored. Answer 47. A road beer. The key part of that is a road beer, as in one. I live in the sticks, so we are a little more chill about such things. Answer 48. Heroin. Actual real heroin. It's lovely. I can't do it anymore, but if I could and have it not ruin my life, I would. Answer 49. Weed. My state passed it, but Krusty Gnome said y'all don't know what you voted for and took it away. Answer 50. Pirating games. My ISP doesn't care, my government doesn't care, and the police don't care, so why should I, lol? Answer 51. Driving. I don't have my license, or more permanently, pirating movies and games.